They thought I would run, that I'd crumble the moment I saw the yellow bulldozers crawling up my dirt road like ants in formation, dragging with them the weight of lies, corruption, and the kind of greed that doesn't flinch when it rolls over history. 3 men in dark suits stood behind those machines, laughing like it was some kind of joke. Government IDs clipped to their belts, earpieces buzzing. One of them barked into a walkie-talkie while the other two high-fived, like they were about to score some touchdown, not tear down the barn my granddad built with his bare hands. The one in front name was Daniel Price, though he never offered it, shouted, "You're trespassing on public land. You need to vacate before demolition begins." I stood there, boots planted in the dust, arms folded, heart pounding but steady. Trespassing? On my own ranch. This land's been in my family since 1928. I was holding the original deed, yellowed and soft at the edges, like a love letter from the past. But none of that mattered to them, because the HOA had filed some nonsense report that said my land was abandoned, public property, ready for development. And the county bought it, or at least pretended to. I didn't shout. I didn't flinch. I reached into my back pocket, pulled out my phone, and tapped the red button I'd saved for weeks. A low buzz cut through the air. Daniel paused. Then came the roar, not from the machines, but from the sky. A private black helicopter swept in low, wind flattening the tall grass, sending Daniel's clipboard flying. SUVs rolled up the back road like they'd rehearsed it, and men in black uniforms with federal badges stepped out. One of them pointed at Daniel. "Step away from the property. You're under federal investigation." Daniel's mouth fell open. And just as things were starting to click, a woman burst out of the white Mercedes parked near the gate. HOA President Lorraine Becker. Red blazer, heels sinking into the gravel, screaming into her phone. This wasn't supposed to be hard. I turned, calm as can be. "You shouldn't have forged federal records, Lorraine." That's when she panicked and called 911. But it was too late. And that's not even where this story begins. No, if we're going to do this right, I got to take you back. Back to muffins. Blueberry ones. It was 3 months earlier. I'd baked a batch for the new folks moving in down the road. Figured kindness still meant something. Walked that mile into town with a smile and a warm box, same as my mom used to do. Their names were Greg and Emily Carver. Nice enough on paper. But when Greg saw me standing there with muffins, he looked like I'd spit in his driveway. "You live out there?" he asked. "Sure do. Been my family's place for generations." Emily took a muffin, didn't bite it. Greg muttered something about hearing it was public land. I laughed. Thought he was joking. 2 weeks later, I got my first letter from the HOA. Regulation violation. Unauthorized structure on community property. I crumpled it. Thought it was a mix-up. Then came a second letter. Then a third. Then a final warning with an eviction date. I stormed into the HOA office the next morning. It was cold and beige and quiet. The kind of place that smells like toner and stale coffee. That's when I met Lorraine. Mid-50s, surgically confident, folder of printed bylaws in one hand, iced coffee in the other. I showed her my deed. She didn't even glance at it. "The system doesn't show your name," she said. "The land was transferred." "To who?" "To us. The HOA." I blinked. "You're saying the HOA stole my land?" "We're saying if you don't remove your structures in 30 days, we will." That night, I called my friend Rachel. She's a real estate attorney out of Austin, sharp as a tack and stubborn as a bull. She looked over everything. Said someone filed a counterdeed years ago claiming the land had reverted to the state over unpaid taxes, which was news to me because I pay my taxes like clockwork. "Someone's lying," she said, "and they've got help." So we dug. Late nights. Coffee stain maps. Photocopies of tax records from the 90s. What we found made my blood go cold. A county clerk had flagged my property as inactive due to a clerical error. The HOA pounced, forged signatures, and acquired the land at a private auction for $1. "This isn't a land dispute," Rachel said. "This is organized fraud." So we got noisy. Filed a quiet title action. Hired a surveyor. Tipped off a friend in state government. Rachel called in favors. Meanwhile, the HOA started playing dirty. Trucks loitered outside my fence at night. My mailbox was smashed. Orange flags appeared in my pasture. Then one day, I came home to find a demolition notice nailed to my barn door. I called the number. They told me my appeal had been denied. "I never filed one," I said. "Too late now," she replied and hung up. That's when I called in my last big favor. A man I once helped get out of a JAMA Department of Interior investigator named Marvin Ruiz. He owed me. I told him everything. This isn't just your land, Hank, he said. I think they've been doing this to dozens of people. He opened a federal investigation. Quiet. Discreet. While Lorraine and her friends thought I was just some stubborn old farmer waiting to get bulldozed. I was laying a trap. The day they came with bulldozers, everything was ready. But it didn't end there. Not even close. That same afternoon, my barn burned. A loud crack. Smoke in the south field. Flames curling into the sky. I ran. Sheriff Logan grabbed me before I went in. Said I'd die if I tried. There's memories in there, I shouted. Photos, tools, ledgers. He held firm. You're still alive. Don't give them everything. Rachel found the footage later. Trail cam caught it. 4:23 a.m. Greg Carver. Gas can. Hoodie. Spark. We sent it to Marvin. That same day, Greg was arrested. Emily posted bail. But the fear didn't stop. Rocks through the window. My truck dead on a back road. A man with a badge whispered through my window. You've made powerful enemies. Then Rachel was attacked outside a diner. Told to drop the case. She got a look at the guy. Not Greg. Someone official. Someone serious. We posted everything online. The fraud. The arson. The assault. The documents. The town exploded. Neighbors came forward. People apologized. Others got angry. Then came the state. A man named Brent Holloway from the State Land Authority showed up with an emergency acquisition order, eminent domain. Said the land was needed for a public infrastructure bypass. Rachel recorded the whole thing. Brent didn't care. This isn't personal, he said. It is now, I replied. But we weren't done. Walter, a retired clerk, came forward. Said he faked the land records. Handed us a USB. Names, payments, even a call between Brent and Lorraine. Doesn't matter what's legal, Lorraine had said. Once the state claims it, he's done. It was all there. Then the courthouse blew up. I'm not joking. We were getting ready to submit the master file to court when the county building went up in smoke. Bomb squad said it was deliberate. Brent was injured but alive. We gave the feds everything. Walter's drive. The emails. The money trail. The governor's office started asking questions. Then came the final act. A note taped to my chicken coop. Sell now or watch what comes next. Next morning, Rachel and I met Walter again. Abandoned chapel. He handed over the final file blueprints of a 20-year scheme to funnel federal grants into HOA-backed land grabs. And that's when Brent showed up. With a flamethrower. We hid. Called Marvin. Tried to stall. Brent shouted like a man possessed. I gave you every chance. You had to be a hero. I stood up. Held the USB high. You want it? Come get it. He lit the match. Then crack. A sniper shot it from his hand. Feds swarmed in. Guns drawn. Brent arrested. His guards fled. It was over. 17 people indicted. HOA dissolved. Properties returned. Brent and Lorraine are facing decades. And me? I rebuilt. The barn, the fences, the life. Kids come now to learn how to ride, how to plant tomatoes, how to change oil in a tractor. There's a sign at the front gate, Dunley Ranch. Since 1928. Not for sale. And in my safe, right next to my granddad's saddle, is a copy of the master file. Just in case. Because now they know if you come for my land, you better be ready. I don't run. Not anymore. Where are you watching from? Leave a comment. Let me know if you've seen something like this happen. And if this story moved you. Hit follow. Justice always finds a way.